Lu Yu was known as a complete failure. Despite running a pet shop, he didn't even possess a beast-taming talent, making him the laughingstock of every beast tamer. Still, Lu Yu confidently claimed that the weakest-looking pets in his shop were worth millions. No one believed him. One customer mocked him for asking $3 million for an ordinary slime, insisting she could buy a star-tier pet for the same price. But Lu Yu calmly revealed the truth. This wasn't an ordinary slime. It was a mutated beast with the Devour talent, capable of endlessly increasing its potential as long as it had enough resources. According to him, it could even evolve into a monarch-tier monster one day. Before the customer could decide, Lu Yu's ex-girlfriend, Bai Wei, walked into the shop and immediately started mocking him. She reminded everyone that Lu Yu had been kicked out of the prestigious Lu family, and laughed at the fact that someone without a beast-taming talent was trying to sell pets. Instead of arguing, Lu Yu simply let the customer judge for herself. After feeding the slime a silver-grade ration, everyone watched in disbelief as it instantly evolved. Its potential jumped from awakening rank 5 to awakening rank 9, and it even awakened a brand new water skill. The customer immediately bought the slime without hesitation. The moment the sale was completed, a mysterious system activated. After waiting for 12 years, Lu Yu had finally awakened his own beast-taming talent. The system rewarded him with the SSS-Rank Talent, Dark Hell, allowing every dark-type pet under his control to become significantly stronger while increasing their growth potential. For Lu Yu, this was the beginning of his revenge. Years earlier, after losing both of his parents, he had been adopted by the Lu family, but everything had been a lie. His adoptive mother had only raised him to steal his rare dragon talent origin and transfer it to her own son. After taking everything from him, she threw him away like worthless trash. Ever since that day, Lu Yu had sworn to reclaim everything that was stolen from him. Back in the present, Bai Wei continued insisting that Lu Yu was nothing more than a fraud. Just then, the system reminded him that only one more pet needed to be sold before he could receive another SSS rank reward. Seeing the opportunity, Lu Yu revealed another mutated beast, a tiny skeleton. Bai Wei burst into laughter, convinced he was trying to scam people again. However, Lu Yu explained that this wasn't an ordinary undead creature. It was a mutated emperor skeleton. As long as it continued killing enemies, its potential would grow without limit, until it eventually evolved into the legendary Necromancer Emperor. Unable to accept his claims, Bai Wei called Manager Yang, an expert beast tamer, hoping he would expose Lu Yu's lies. But the moment Manager Yang examined the tiny skeleton with his appraisal ability, his expression completely changed. He instantly recognized its limitless growth talent, and realized this was an unbelievably rare mutated beast. Without wasting another second, he asked Lu Yu a single question. "Is this skeleton for sale?" Even Bai Wei stood frozen in disbelief, as the expert confirmed that Lu Yu had been telling the truth all along. Manager Yang's answer completely destroyed Bai Wei's confidence. Not only did he confirm that the slime was genuine, but he also revealed that it possessed a rare growth talent capable of evolving far beyond ordinary pets. Then he turned his attention to the tiny skeleton. The moment he inspected it, his eyes lit up. Without hesitation, he begged Lu Yu to sell it. Lu Yu calmly replied that the price was fixed at $3 million. To everyone else's surprise, Manager Yang felt the price was unbelievably cheap. He immediately paid without negotiating, convinced he had just obtained a priceless treasure. Watching everything unfold, Bai Wei was left speechless. Moments ago, she had mocked Lu Yu for being a fraud. Now two valuable mutated beasts had been recognized by one of the strongest beast tamers around. Unable to accept reality, she demanded another mutated pet. Lu Yu refused without hesitation. He reminded her that she had looked down on every beast he showed her, so she had already lost her chance. Furious, Bai Wei mocked him once again for being a useless man without a beast-taming talent. This time, however, Lu Yu revealed the truth. He had already awakened his talent for a second time. The overwhelming pressure radiating from his body instantly shocked everyone. Even Manager Yang could tell that Lu Yu possessed at least an A-rank talent, while Shen believed it had to be S-rank or even higher. To avoid attracting unnecessary attention, Lu Yu simply admitted to having an S-rank talent. The revelation completely shattered Bai Wei. Realizing she had thrown away someone who had suddenly become a genius, she shamelessly offered to get back together with him. Lu Yu rejected her without the slightest hesitation. Then he ordered her to leave his shop. After closing the store, Lu Yu officially completed the system's first mission. As a reward, the system shop was finally unlocked. Ignoring the free rewards, Lu Yu immediately checked the premium section. After browsing through several beasts, one creature instantly caught his attention: the world-destroying demon dragon. Without hesitation, he spent every single point he had to purchase it. Moments later, a gigantic dragon appeared right inside the shop. Even as a newborn, its size was enormous. The system revealed that the dragon already possessed Overlord Rank 10 potential, an unbelievable level that placed it just one step below the legendary Sovereign rank. It also possessed terrifying abilities that allowed it to continuously grow stronger by absorbing darkness and even steal the power of defeated dragon-type enemies. Completely satisfied, Lu Yu immediately formed a contract with the demon dragon. Using his Dark Hell talent, he poured dark energy directly into his new companion. Within seconds, the dragon reached Awakening Tier 10. Unfortunately, it couldn't evolve any further because Lu Yu's own beast-taming space was still too weak. Realizing his own strength had become the biggest limitation, Lu Yu knew his next priority was clear. He had to become stronger as quickly as possible. Before ending the day, he gave the dragon one simple command. To his surprise, the massive beast instantly shrank into a tiny, adorable dragon that could comfortably sit on his shoulder. Looking at his new partner, Lu Yu couldn't help but smile. Back at the dormitory, Nan, also known as Shen, returned with excitement after obtaining a new pet beast. Eager to show it off, she called Roy Yun over. The moment Roy Yun realized the creature was a slime, her excitement disappeared. She immediately urged Nan to hide it before Chu Ying noticed. But the warning came too late, as Chu Ying had already arrived and seen everything. Chu Ying reminded Nan that bringing ornamental pet beasts into the dormitory was against the rules. Roy Yun quickly stepped in, explaining that Nan had not done it intentionally. Nan defended herself by arguing that the slime was not an ornamental creature at all, meaning she had not violated any regulations. Chu Ying found the claim unbelievable and questioned whether Nan truly intended to form a contract with what she considered a worthless slime. As an Awakening Tier 10 beast tamer who owned a powerful steel wolf, Chu Ying could not understand Nan's decision. The black-haired girl accompanying her also found the situation ridiculous, especially since Nan possessed an A-rank talent that should have allowed her to choose far stronger companions. Nan calmly explained that the slime was actually a mutated pet beast, capable of devouring materials and continuously becoming stronger. Chu Ying dismissed the explanation, insisting that slimes were naturally limited and could never grow beyond Tier 3. Nan countered by revealing that she had already contracted the slime and that it had reached Awakening Tier 5. Even then, the others refused to believe her, arguing that no amount of resources could ever raise a slime to the transcendent level. Roy Yun became concerned that Nan had been deceived into believing false information. Determined to prove the truth, Nan compared the investment Chu Ying had poured into raising her steel wolf, which amounted to millions. Chu Ying remained confident, pointing out that her steel wolf already possessed Awakening Tier 9 potential. Nan then revealed that the materials she was about to use were worth 1.2 million and claimed they would demonstrate exactly what the slime was capable of. The slime absorbed several valuable red orbs. Chu Ying mocked the process, believing the resources were being wasted through improper use. Roy Yun, however, quickly noticed something extraordinary, as every material was completely absorbed without leaving anything behind. Energy began swirling around the slime before its strength rapidly increased. It first reached Awakening Tier 5, then continued climbing until it achieved Awakening Tier 10. Roy Yun watched in complete disbelief. Chu Ying carefully examined the slime, unable to ignore what had just happened. Before anyone could recover from the shock, Nan revealed that the transformation was not yet complete. The slime's growth potential had also evolved, reaching at least the Starry Sky rank. Chu Ying found the claim impossible to accept, struggling to understand how an ordinary slime could possess such overwhelming potential. Frustration eventually turned into anger, leading her to challenge Nan to a duel. The battle began with Chu Ying sending out her steel wolf, fully confident in its durability and strength. The wolf rushed forward, expecting an easy victory. Instead, the slime unleashed a crimson water spear powerful enough to leave Chu Ying stunned. The attack resembled a transcendent rank skill, something she never imagined a slime could perform. Moments later, her steel wolf was defeated. Nan emerged victorious and reminded Chu Ying that the creature she had looked down upon was actually a mutated pet beast with extraordinary abilities. Despite the insults and confrontation, Nan chose not to hold a grudge, considering they were still roommates. Before the conversation could continue, Roy Yun eagerly asked where the slime had been obtained. Nan suggested discussing everything privately after they returned to their room. The following day, a man visited a newly opened pet shop and became curious about one of the pet beasts inside. Mistaking a worm-like creature for an ordinary species, he thought it would make a perfect present for his younger sister and asked to purchase it. Yu explained that the creature was not for sale because it was already his contracted pet beast. The customer refused to accept the answer and insisted that any price would be acceptable. Although growing irritated, Yu politely repeated that the pet beast would never be sold. Feeling humiliated by the refusal, the man summoned his black feather crow to force the issue. Yu dismissed the reckless action as foolish. The seemingly harmless worm immediately released an overwhelming dark aura that bound the crow and slammed it into the ground with ease. At the same moment, the man suffered severe backlash and coughed up blood. He stared in disbelief after witnessing his black feather crow lose instantly. As he tried to understand what had happened, he realized the terrifying aura belonged to a demon dragon species. The revelation completely shocked him because even the prestigious Luo family, renowned as the greatest beast-taming family, possessed nothing comparable. Realizing he had challenged someone far beyond his level, he wisely abandoned any further confrontation and hurried away. Yu simply watched him flee and remarked that the encounter had been disappointingly dull. The injured man rushed to the hospital, where his treatment ended up costing 5 million. He could hardly believe that provoking the mysterious pet beast had resulted in such an enormous medical expense after only a single exchange. While moving through the hospital, the man accidentally collided with another person and was immediately confronted. The stranger turned out to be Luo Tianan, the young master of the Luo family. Recognizing him as his elder brother, the injured man asked why he was there. Luo Tianan explained that he was investigating the individual responsible for causing the Luo family such humiliation. Without hesitation, the injured man warned that the mysterious beast tamer was someone the Luo family should avoid provoking. Luo Tianan found that impossible to believe. Convinced that no one could intimidate his family, the man then revealed the reason for his fear, explaining that the beast tamer had contracted a demon dragon species. Hearing those words left Luo Tianan completely stunned. Tianan explained that beast tamers capable of commanding a demon dragon had become almost non-existent over the years. Without wasting any time, he instructed Lu to lead him to the mysterious beast tamer immediately. Lu warned that even Tianan might not stand a chance against such an opponent, but Tianan made it clear that he had no intention of fighting. His purpose was to apologize instead. At that moment, Lu realized how much more perceptive his older brother was. Tianan understood that nearly every elite beast tamer in Magic City belonged to the Luo family. If the family truly possessed a demon dragon, they would never have kept such an extraordinary existence hidden. Therefore, anyone capable of controlling one was almost certainly connected to the Luo family in some way. The brothers soon arrived at Yu's pet shop. Seeing them approach, Yu assumed Lu had returned with reinforcements after losing previously. Before the misunderstanding could continue, Tianan struck Lu on the head, forcing him to bow while personally apologizing to Yu for his younger brother's actions. Lu quickly followed with a sincere apology of his own. To show the Luo family's goodwill, Tianan presented a gift as compensation for the offense. The item was a platinum-ranked space-taming crystal, an extremely valuable resource used to expand beast-taming space. Yu immediately recognized its worth. The timing could not have been better, as he had recently been searching for a way to enlarge his own beast-taming space. Curious about Tianan's background, after seeing such an expensive treasure, Yu nevertheless accepted the gesture and dismissed then earlier conflict as nothing more than a minor misunderstanding, explaining that he had no interest in holding a grudge against someone so young. While speaking, Yu casually observed Tianan's aura and accurately concluded that he had recently broken through to a higher realm. Unlocking an additional pet beast slot, Tianan praised Yu's sharp perception before revealing that he had advanced to the fire-type Starry Sky rank only a few days earlier and had successfully opened his third contract slot. Hearing this, Yu mentioned that he happened to own a scarlet flame chicken perfectly suited to Tianan's talent. The pet beast was available for 3 million, making the offer seem almost perfectly timed. The little chick appeared unusually proud of itself as the proposal was made. Tianan quickly became interested, although Lu quietly questioned whether purchasing it was really the wisest use of their money. Yu noticed their hesitation and asked whether they believed he was intentionally making things difficult for them. Tianan immediately denied the thought, explaining that he simply failed to understand why Yu had specifically recommended the Scarlet Flame chicken. Yu then revealed the creature's true value. Although it appeared ordinary, the Scarlet Flame chicken possessed the unique ability to refine any type of flame it absorbed, while continuously improving its own potential. The explanation left Tianan astonished, and he requested permission to test the pet beast himself. Summoning his cold flame, Tianan watched in disbelief as the tiny chicken showed no fear whatsoever. Instead of avoiding the attack, it swallowed the flame whole. Moments later, its aura surged dramatically, becoming even stronger than before. Witnessing such an unbelievable transformation convinced Tianan that the creature was anything but an ordinary Scarlet Flame chicken. In his eyes, it was destined to become a future Flame Emperor. Deeply grateful, Tianan expressed that the Luo family would never forget such generosity. Yu brushed aside the gratitude, insisting that it was only a pet beast and nothing worth making such a fuss over. Curious about Yu's identity, Tianan cautiously asked whether he had any connection to the Lu family, the strongest dragon-taming clan. The mention of the Lu family caused Yu's expression to turn cold. He firmly stated that he had already severed all ties with them long ago. From Yu's reaction alone, Tianan understood that a deep resentment existed between him and the Lu family, so he wisely avoided asking any further questions. After the brothers departed, Yu finally decided to use the space-taming crystal. Entering his beast-taming space, he activated the resource and absorbed its immense spatial energy. The system announced that his beast-taming space had expanded to 100,000 square meters, while successfully advancing to Transcendent Tier 1. Yu couldn't help but remark that reaching an entirely new level simply by consuming such a valuable resource was certainly an expensive method of cultivation. With his own breakthrough complete, it was finally time for his most powerful companion to evolve as well. A dazzling golden light enveloped the world-destroying demon dragon, as the system confirmed its successful advancement to Transcendent Level 1. Along with the breakthrough, the dragon gained the Red Star-ranked skill Dragon-Slaying Demon Soul, granting it the ability to devour dragon-type pet beasts and acquire the devastating power of soul-destroying dragon slaying. At the same time, the dragon awakened its dark demon dragon blood soul, further amplifying the destructive force of its soul-based dragon-slaying abilities. With both Yu's beast-taming space and the world-destroying demon dragon entering the transcendent rank together, their overall strength reached an entirely new level. The dragon released a thunderous roar that echoed through the surroundings, demonstrating the immense power it had just obtained. Watching the successful evolution, Yu smiled confidently and assured his dragon that before long, it would finally have the chance to feast on the flesh of real dragons. The mythical pet shop was unusually peaceful that morning. Yu spent some time on the phone checking on Nan's progress with the slime. Nan happily reported that the slime had already advanced to Awakening Tier 10, while its growth potential had risen to Starry Sky ranked Tier 9. She also mentioned that Yang had temporarily shut down his own shop, so he could devote all of his attention to training the little skeleton. Elsewhere, Yang's unusual training method was in full swing. A terrified chicken sprinted through the slaughterhouse as the little skeleton relentlessly chased after it. After only 10 days of non-stop training, the little skeleton had already reached Transcendent Rank Tier 3. Nearby, piles of freshly prepared chickens reflected just how much work had been done. The experienced butchers watched with amazement, commenting that young people worked at incredible speed. Others explained that such efficiency was expected from a transcendent rank beast tamer like Yang. Someone even joked that after slaughtering 100,000 chickens in only 2 days, the chickens themselves would probably start calling him Yama. Yang revealed that his time at the chicken slaughterhouse was coming to an end. When asked whether he had finally realized that such work was beneath a transcendent rank beast tamer, he surprised everyone by explaining that his next destination would be a pig slaughterhouse instead. His goal was to earn an official slaughtering certificate, allowing him access to facilities that processed far stronger beasts. Those higher-level slaughterhouses contained countless awakening rank and even transcendent rank fierce beasts, providing the perfect environment for even greater growth. Yang believed that once the little skeleton accumulated enough experience there, it could eventually reach Starry Sky rank, or perhaps even surpass that level altogether. When Yu learned about Yang's training strategy, he burst into laughter. In his opinion, the slaughterhouse was practically designed for the little skeleton. Constant combat allowed it to steadily accumulate killing intent, while the overwhelming number of opponents compensated for their individual weakness. Yu even believed that if Yang continued progressing at this pace, he had the potential to one day become a radiant sun-rank beast tamer. As if confirming his thoughts, Yang soon sent another message, announcing that the little skeleton had officially broken through to Transcendent Rank Tier 3. He also informed Yu that a customer had recently asked for recommendations, and he had directed them to the Divine Dragon Shop. The news immediately lifted Yu's mood. Business had been slow lately, so any referral was welcome. Only moments later, another message arrived from Tianan. He explained that his younger sister had just awakened her beast-taming talent and wanted to visit the shop to choose her first companion. Yu immediately welcomed the visit. With everything settled for the moment, Yu relaxed in his chair while enjoying a cup of coffee. The little dragon rested comfortably across his lap as he quietly reflected on the future. His next objective was to expand his beast-taming space once again, so the world-destroying demon dragon could achieve another breakthrough. Not long afterward, the shop door opened, bringing in a new customer. Yu instantly became more energetic, thinking that business might finally be improving. The visitor was Zhang Xiaorong, the manager of the influential Zhang family, one of Magic City's major clans. Looking around the modest shop, Xiaorong questioned what valuable creatures such an ordinary place could possibly offer. He explained that Yang had highly recommended the shop, claiming its pet beasts were exceptional. Yu responded modestly, saying he would not claim to have the absolute best selection, but every pet beast in his store belonged to the high-end category. Xiaorong dismissed the statement with obvious skepticism. To him, there was no chance such a small shop could possess anything truly valuable. Yu could only smile awkwardly before presenting one of the available pet beasts. Inside a cage sat a small goblin. Before Yu could properly introduce it, Xiaorong interrupted, dismissing it as nothing more than an ordinary low-level goblin. He mocked the idea of calling such a creature high-end, and remarked that if Yu had displayed something genuinely impressive, he might have recommended the shop to the Zhang family. Instead, he concluded that Yu had completely wasted the opportunity. Growing increasingly arrogant, Xiaorong even threatened to have the shop shut down within 3 days. Yu's patience was beginning to wear thin when another pair of visitors entered. A young girl with twin pigtails stepped inside, while casually commenting on the influence of the Zhang family. Tianan entered alongside her. The moment Xiaorong recognized them, his confidence disappeared. He immediately wondered whether they had also come to purchase pet beasts. A frightening possibility crossed his mind, as he realized the shop might actually have the backing of the Luo family. Since the Zhang family's businesses depended heavily on the Luo family's support, offending someone connected to them would have disastrous consequences. Ignoring Xiaorong completely, the young woman walked directly toward Yu. Tianan respectfully bowed and greeted him with the courtesy reserved for a senior. Meanwhile, the young girl blushed slightly after seeing Yu for the first time. Xiaorong was completely confused. Yu appeared barely older than a young adult, yet someone like Tianan was treating him with such respect. Before he could voice his doubts, Tianan sharply silenced him. At that instant, Xiaorong realized he had made a serious mistake by provoking someone who clearly held an important position in the eyes of the Luo family. Tianan then introduced his younger sister, Luo Jingqing. After greeting her, Yu agreed to address her simply as Jingqing, just as she preferred. Although the atmosphere settled, Yu remained distracted by another concern. The goblin still had not been sold, and without earning even a single cent that week, helping the world-destroying demon dragon achieve its next breakthrough would become far more difficult. Sensing Yu's concern, Tianan guessed that the unsold goblin was the reason for his troubled expression. Without asking about its abilities, he immediately offered to purchase it. Jingqing was surprised by the decision, and pointed out that he had not even learned what the goblin could do. Tianan simply replied that he trusted Yu's judgment completely. Seeing that they were genuinely interested, Yu finally prepared to give them a complete introduction to the goblin and its true capabilities. Yu explained that the goblin possessed an extraordinary ability, unlike ordinary pet beasts. Instead of relying solely on training, it could continuously improve both its aptitude and overall strength through reproduction. As the goblin became stronger, each new generation would have a greater chance of being born with exceptional talent and higher potential. Over time, this endless cycle could produce an entire race of increasingly powerful goblins. The explanation instantly changed the atmosphere. Upon hearing the goblin's true ability, Xiaorong realized he had just dismissed a priceless treasure. Meanwhile, Tianan immediately asked Yu to sell the goblin to the Luo family. In Tianan's eyes, the 3 great dragon-taming families had risen to prominence, by building their strength around dragon species. The goblin's unique breeding potential offered a completely different path to dominance. He could already imagine the Luo family creating an army whose strength would continue multiplying generation after generation. Yu had no preference regarding the buyer and agreed to complete the sale. However, he reminded Tianan that the goblin needed to be contracted by a beast tamer as soon as possible. Curious about his plans, Yu asked whether Tianan already had a suitable candidate, joking that such a peculiar-looking pet beast might not be the best match for a beautiful young lady. Tianan revealed that he already had someone in mind. The candidate was the illegitimate son of the Luo family's previous patriarch. After his mother's secret execution, at the hands of the current family head's legal wife, the young man had been left with nothing. Tianan explained that he had personally given him the opportunity to return to the Luo family, making him someone whose loyalty could be trusted completely. The revelation left Xiaorong horrified. He realized he had accidentally overheard information that should never have reached an outsider. Even more surprising was how casually Tianan discussed such sensitive family matters in front of Yu. As soon as Tianan noticed Xiaorong's reaction, he shot him a cold glance. Xiaorong immediately pretended not to have seen or heard anything. For a brief moment, Tianan even considered permanently silencing him. Realizing the danger he was in, Xiaorong desperately acted as though he were both blind and deaf, repeatedly insisting that he was nothing more than an insignificant person. Tianan ultimately spared him, but warned him to treat the incident as a lesson. He made it clear that if even the slightest rumor about the conversation spread, the consequences would be severe. Xiaorong hurriedly swore that he would never reveal a single word. Watching the entire exchange unfold, Yu found the situation rather amusing, believing Xiaorong's quick thinking had probably saved his life. Once the matter was settled, Jingqing complained that Tianan had already chosen the goblin for someone else, leaving her without a pet beast of her own. Pouting slightly, she insisted that she also wanted a powerful companion. Tianan reassured his sister that Yu would certainly have an even better pet beast suited specifically to her abilities. The promise immediately brightened her mood. Excited by the possibility, she eagerly approached Yu and explained that she possessed the A-rank beast-taming talent known as Ice Soul. She hoped to find an ice-element pet beast comparable to her brother's Scarlet Flame Chicken. Yu smiled and replied that he had already selected the perfect match. The pet beast he recommended was an ice fox. Jingqing quickly asked whether the ice fox could refine exotic ice, in the same way the Scarlet Flame Chicken refined powerful flames. Yu praised her for asking the right question, before explaining that the ice fox could indeed absorb and refine all kinds of extraordinary ice, allowing its strength and potential to increase without limit. To demonstrate its compatibility, Yu invited Jingqing to test it herself. She infused the ice fox with a strand of her ice soul energy. The result immediately exceeded her expectations. The fox effortlessly refined the energy, and its pure white fur gradually developed a beautiful pale blue tint, proving that it had perfectly absorbed her power. Delighted by what she had witnessed, Jingqing eagerly asked for the price. In her opinion, even if the ice fox cost 100 million, it would still be worth every penny. Yu calmly answered that the price had not changed at all. Just like the Scarlet Flame Chicken, the ice fox cost only 3 million. Without hesitation, Tianan informed Yu that a total of 6 million had already been transferred, covering both purchases. He sincerely thanked Yu for taking such good care of the Luo family. Yu simply accepted the gratitude with a calm response before concluding the transaction. Just as the conversation came to an end, the world-destroying demon dragon suddenly let out a deep, low growl. Yu's attention immediately shifted toward the street outside the shop. Although everything appeared perfectly quiet, he could clearly sense the overwhelming aura of a giant dragon concealed somewhere nearby. A faint smile spread across his face as he acknowledged that whoever was hiding possessed remarkable skill at masking their presence. At that moment, Yu understood exactly what was happening. The Lu family had finally decided to make their move. Within the spacious grounds of a grand estate, a giant dragon rested quietly in the garden, while the surrounding servants carried on with their duties. Before long, one of them hurried over to summon a trusted subordinate, informing him that the mistress wished to see him immediately. When the man arrived, the mistress questioned the progress of the assignment she had given him years earlier. She reminded him that he had been ordered to keep constant watch over Yu, while also searching for the fortune Yu's parents had supposedly hidden before their deaths. Despite all the time that had passed, no trace of the hidden wealth had ever been found. The subordinate immediately knelt and reported that an unexpected development had recently occurred. According to the information he had gathered, Yu had somehow regained his beast-taming talent and had even formed a contract with a mysterious black dragon. The report left the mistress visibly stunned. She knew better than anyone that Yu's original talent had already been extracted years ago. The idea that he had become a beast tamer once again made no sense to her. Unable to understand how such an impossible event had happened, she reached a single conclusion. Yu could no longer be allowed to remain alive. The subordinate instantly understood the order without needing any further explanation. Meanwhile, back at the Divine Dragon shop, Yu received a notification from the system. Having successfully sold 5 pet beast cubs, he had completed another achievement. As a reward, the system granted him a random SSS-Rank Beast Taming talent and asked whether he wished to claim it immediately. Yu accepted without hesitation. Moments later, the system announced that he had awakened the legendary SSS-Rank Beast Taming talent, known as God-Slaying Heavenly Fire. The instant the new talent awakened, an overwhelming pressure erupted throughout the shop. Tianan and Jingqing were caught completely off guard. Unable to withstand the terrifying aura, both of them collapsed to their knees under its immense weight. From the sheer intensity of the pressure alone, Tianan realized that Yu had just awakened another fire-type beast-taming talent. However, he also understood that no ordinary S-rank talent could ever generate such a terrifying presence. A startling possibility suddenly crossed his mind. Yu might actually possess the legendary SSS-Rank Talent. Completely unaware of what they had experienced, Yu looked at the siblings in confusion and wondered why they had suddenly fallen to their knees. Embarrassed, Tianan awkwardly blamed his unsteady legs before deciding it was best to leave immediately. Although Jingqing wanted to remain at the shop a little longer, Tianan quickly persuaded her to return home instead. After bidding Yu farewell, the siblings departed, and the shop finally closed for the day. The peace did not last long. Not long afterward, a man arrived outside the shop while riding a massive green dragon. Without any hesitation, he openly challenged Yu, announcing that the time had come for him to die. Rather than showing fear, Yu simply laughed. In his eyes, the man had deliberately chosen the path that would lead to his own destruction. The dragon rider dismissed Yu's confidence as arrogance. He declared that allowing Yu to survive until now had already been an act of mercy. Yu answered with icy calm, revealing that he had remained alive for only one reason. He intended to take revenge. His words brought back painful memories from years earlier. As a child, Yu had desperately begged a trusted servant, known as Uncle Day, to save him after learning that the family intended to strip away his beast-taming talent. Instead of offering protection, Uncle D struck the young boy without hesitation. He insisted that having Yu's talent chosen to benefit the family's young master was a great honor, and that Yu should willingly accept the sacrifice. The young Yu repeatedly pleaded to keep the talent that belonged to him, but Uncle D ignored every word. He forcefully dragged the frightened child before the mistress, where the extraction was about to begin, even as Yu cried and begged them to stop. Insisting that the talent was rightfully his, the mistress coldly declared that he had no authority to make such a decision. She immediately ordered the process to begin. Without showing the slightest compassion, Uncle D pinned Yu down by stomping on his foot. As Yu continued pleading in agony, Uncle D crushed his hand beneath his foot as well, complaining that the boy's desperate screams had become irritating. Yu's cries of pain echoed throughout the entire estate, while those responsible watched without a trace of mercy.